Chapter 12 Martial Arts Expert. If it was anyone else, being in a sealed, dark underground parking lot, they might have been confused and panicked, but Qin Hao was not. He sensed the auras of 8 people inside the garage. 2 of the people's aura were familiar to Lin Meiqiao and Lin Meiqiao, which meant that other than the 2 of them, there were 6 criminals. Out of the 6 people, he could still feel that the aura of one person was very familiar. After carefully sensing who that person was, he found out it's Tang Wei. Sensing Tang Wei inside, Qin Hao was a little surprised. The kick he received half a month ago would have required at least a month of normal healing, but he had already recovered in half a month. Furthermore, his aura was even more vigorous than before. It seemed he was fully recovered. It was possible that he had invited some expert to treat his injuries. To Tang Wei, recovering from his injuries did not pose much of a threat, but the aura of one of the 6 people showed a threat. That person's aura made him feel the fluctuations of the martial cultivator's internal energy. The martial cultivator also existed on Earth. Qin Hao retracted his contemptuousness, and his expression turned serious. Pa. At this time, 3 fluorescent lights lit up above his head. Under the light, there were indeed 6 people standing in front of Qin Hao, staring at him. Amongst the 6 people, other than Tang Wei and a man in a white suit, the other 4 carried iron rods with varying lengths. Each one of them was brimming with killing intent. Liu Wenbin and Lin Meiqiao were both tied up and thrown onto the ground. Liu Wenbin's mouth was covered with adhesive tape, but Lin Meiqiao was not. Seeing Qin Hao appeared, Liu Wenbin was very excited. His body twisted and his mouth emitted a woo-woo sound, but Lin Meiqiao did not make a sound. Instead, her beautiful eyes were filled with fear and helplessness. The pride was gone. Tang Wei did not care about these 2 people. He walked up to them with a playful smile. Qin Hao, you really are brave. Qin Hao forced himself to calm down, and said with a cold smile, the reason you captured those 2, was to lure me here? You're half right. Tang Wei looked at Lin Meiqiao. Hey, this slut actually dared to tear my love letter with more than 10,000 words. FCK, why are you pretending to be arrogant? Later I will make you beg for mercy under my crotch. As for you, Liu Wenbin, HMPH. Tang Wei grabbed Liu Wenbin's hair and said sinisterly, go accompany Qin Hao to die. Woo. Liu Wenbin was so scared that he shook his head continuously. Ha. Tang Wei laughed out loud in delight. A coward is indeed a coward. You are not worthy to chase after the school beauty. Lin Meiqiao, your taste is really bad. We were just exchanging ideas and learning. Lin Meiqiao said weakly. Is that so? Tang Wei's lustful face suddenly moved closer, his mouth almost was touching that beautiful face. You exchange ideas with him, then I will also interact with you later, but in bed. Ha. Lin Meiqiao anxiously moved her body, dodging Tang Wei's stinky mouth, and said in fear, what are you trying to do? It's a crime for you to do this. The police won't let you go. Tang Wei's laughter became even more arrogant the moment she said it. Ha. Crime? Cousin, are you done talking? I don't have time to waste here with you. The man in the white suit interrupted Tang Wei with a dissatisfied tone. Tang Wei hurried over to the man in the white suit and laughed, cousin brother, I'm sorry. With that, he turned to the 4 men with iron rods and roared, what are you guys still standing there for? Go up and cripple him. The 4 men had been waiting for a long time and were already impatient. Now that they had received the order, without saying a word, they brandished the iron rods in their hands and rushed towards Qin Hao with howl. Qin Hao's face twitched as he leapt off the motorcycle like lightning, as though he was a god descending. With a flying kick in the air, someone let out a blood-curdling scream. The person in front flew out and crashed into the window of the car, smashing the glass into pieces. The remaining 3 people didn't even have time to react before they too flew into the air. They flew in different directions and crashed into the cars beside them with loud bangs. Seeing that, Liu Wenbin was stunned. He never thought that Qin Hao was actually a martial arts expert. Lin Meiqiao was also shocked by Qin Hao's bravery. She had always thought that Qin Hao was just a person who did not study and was extremely shameless. She never thought that he was actually a true man, a valiant man who could protect women. Seeing that Qin Hao had taken care of the four of them in a single move, Tang Wei was so scared that he retreated a step. Trembling, he turned to the man in the white suit. "Cousin, I told you, he is very powerful." The white-suited man was called Tang Wei, a disciple of an ancient martial sect, Profound Martial Sect. He was Tang Wei's cousin. This time, he was out for some business, and coincidentally met with Tang Wei, who requested for help, so he used his spare time to come over and take a look. He thought that he could solve this problem with just a finger, but who could knew that this student was so powerful? What made him even more shocked was that this student was a martial cultivator. Tang Wei frowned, but continued to walk forward calmly, his eyes staring straight at Qin Hao. "Middle stage of the beginning stage, not bad." Qin Hao did not understand. "What beginning stage? Don't tell me that you don't know about the classification of martial cultivator." Tang Wei looked at Qin Hao with contempt. Qin Hao indeed did not know, but from these words, he could guess that this was the level of the martial cultivators in this world, and it was different from the levels of martial cultivators in Spirit Martial Continent. In this world, the martial cultivators were divided into 8 levels: beginning stage, inner stage, perfection stage, spirit stage, void stage, saint stage, and divine stage. The 8th levels was equivalent to the 8th stages in Spirit Martial Continent, and the middle stage of beginning stage was equivalent to the middle stage of first stage martial cultivator. However, Spirit Martial Continent was a continent where martial arts was popular and the martial cultivator was revered, so almost everyone cultivated martial arts. Its cultivation system had been tempered and improved by countless of people over the countless years, was already quite perfect and pure. The martial cultivators on Earth, including the most ancient martial family, had a history of no more than a few thousand years. Moreover, martial cultivation had never been mainstream in this world. In the era of hot weapons, martial cultivators had even become the patents for a small number of elites, rarely appearing in the normal world, or becoming mysterious hidden experts or establishing hidden sects. This made the martial cultivation system of this world was difficult to get developed and improved, and it was incomparable to the perfect and pure martial cultivation system of the Spirit Martial Continent. Therefore, within the same level, the martial cultivator race would be much stronger than the martial cultivator race in this world. Tang Wei didn't really understand anything about this. He only saw that Qin Hao's cultivation was equivalent to the middle stage of the beginning stage and his strength was at the late stage of the beginning stage. Although the two were separated by only a single rank, late stage people could completely suppress the mid stage. Therefore, when facing Qin Hao, he was confident and fearless. "I'll give you a chance. First, apologize to my cousin and then become my servant. I'll consider giving you a chance to live." Hearing that, Tang Wei was displeased. "Cousin, can't you just kill him? Why are you still keeping him?" "You shut up." Tang Wei shouted at Tang Wei to retreat. He was looking forward to Qin Hao's submission. He thought that he could conquer a person without fighting, and let Qin Hao obediently submit to him. Qin Hao sneered, "Let's fight before talking about anything else. If you want to die, I'll help you." Before Tang Wei finished speaking, he had already made his move, his body turning into a blur and disappearing from where he stood. In the next moment, his fist had already appeared in front of Qin Hao.